working with the ass and the legs and the motherfucking head. Yo, I'm making out with your pussy. I said I'm working and sucking it and fucking it and working it and popping my hand up in your motherfucking body. Then come here, baby, while I'm sucking on and making out with your whole body. I'm tweaking on your body, tweaking on your nipples, baby. Yo, it's hotter than I anticipated. It's getting better all the time now. You make me tingle, make me sweat, baby. Make me do it, make me you're the best. I'ma tell you how to
work it, baby, harder, faster, slower, bigger, faster, slower. Now I do it wider, up or down or lower, baby. You know I'm gonna fuck you, I'm gonna
fucking tonight. Work my body with your body. When you do it, put our bodies all together. Now we're working, now we're working, now we're fucking tonight. Boo, boo, boo. Oh, baby, baby. Quarantine fucking tonight. Yeah, you know we're fucking, baby. Know we get it on, get it in, get it long, get it. You know I work the body with the quarantine fucking tonight. You know I work it, never stop working it. I'm gonna tickle it, work it, baby, when I'm fucking you. Oh, baby, now I'm fucking you, I'm fucking you.
You're fucking me, I like it when you're fucking me. Your body's on my body, now we're fucking each other. And now it's combination fucking, baby, do it the other way. Turn it all around, flip it upside down. I'm working you, I'm working you, I'm working you. You working me, we working all together on your body. And now I'm making you come, I'm making you feel it, making you done. Make you sleep, have a cigarette, wash, rinse, repeat. You're coming cause it's mine forever. Yo, rewind on a do it again, god damn it, do it.
Quarantine fucking tonight. I can't take it anymore. Quarantine fucking tonight. Too much for your body, baby.
Right, we've been quarantine fucking tonight. That's what we've been doing. That's how we've been getting it up. What? What?
What's going on?
What's happening?
What's going on? Good evening, good evening, good evening.
All right, that took long enough. Listen.
Yeah, it was, but that's all right.
Right.
It happens and it is what it is.
Quarantine fucking tonight.
You gotta take it back. You gotta lower and lower and lower. All right, that's it.
Yeah, right. I already got to go to the chiropractor.
So, welcome to the BGK8 show. Today is Wednesday, March 18th.
Oh, Puck said we too close together, social distancing. Listen, I'm covered with, you know.
Yeah, like at this point.
Right, and you know, my sister does fucking, what's that shit that she do? Instacart. So, you know, she be going into people's houses. So, but you know, I bathe and everything every day. So, you know, we good. So anyway, good evening. Today is, what's today?
Today
Wednesday, March 18th. Who am I? I'm Dominion. Yes, Dominion. Yes, Dominion.
And I am Epic.
And welcome to episode 86 of the BGK8 show. So once again, B
the blacks.
G
the gays, child.
The K.
Well, you know, everybody got to be a little bit kinky. So I mean,
well, not everybody, because you know, like what's.
But you know, I'm just saying.
Well, everybody. Well, okay, because I see.
You looking from across the street, you can't.
All right, because I seen some people that is like, I'm real kinky. It's like, not really. But
now, are you looking from across the street while you actually are jerking off, and you also are with a tutu on and like? No,
so here they go.
Bunny rabbit.
I'm real kinky. I like to watch. I was like, get the fuck out my house. Anyway, all right. So, but you know what? That makes us all human. All right. So
there we are.
coronavirus, girl. Let's just get into it. Let's just dive in. Just dive on into it.
I'm sick of it already.
Listen, I'm sick of it, but what I am more sick of is these girls. I'm like, girl, we have been under quarantine for a week, and you would have thought hoes have been trapped up in their house for months. And I'm just
But
saying,
it feels like that.
but
though.
I'm just
Like,
saying,
it's-
just saying is that we are not prepared to handle because I think about
Listen.
I think about Anne Frank. She and her family sat in that motherfucking attic for what? A couple of months? Or I never read the book. I just know kind of the story. But they sat in that attic for a
extended period
long
of time.
time.
Yes.
And they couldn't move for 23 hours a day. You're sitting in your house, tweeting, Instagramming, making videos about quarantine, fucking eating, screwing around, pretending to work. And people are just losing their shit. And I'm just like,
But you know what? Again, it's real. Like it's not hasn't even been.
but I
that
feel like people
long.
haven't even like given it
And I still feel
an
a little
opportunity. And I'm just, I feel a little trapped too. But I don't.
trapped.
I'm just not a complainer.
I-
I think that's what it is.
I
That's
am
what's
not
really getting on my
complaining about
nerves.
it.
Is people that are like, oh, this is terrible.
'Cause
This
it
isn't
could be
terrible.
worse.
This isn't terrible because this isn't terrible. It could get so
It
much
could
worse.
be worse.
And
This
listen,
could be dropping dead as like outside, like
getting-
as soon as you open the door.
And
so
then,
I mean,
so you got those people on one hand who are freaking out about being inside. And listen, I get people deal with this kind of shit different ways,
and
but
you
it's
may
just
have
not
some other social anxiety
Right.
or something else.
But
I'm
then-
not discounting any of that.
On the other hand, you got people that are just like, this don't mean shit to me. I'm just going to go out. I'm just going to do whatever. I'm just going to go to events. I'm just going to hang out with 75 to 300 of my best Judies.
That's what I'm
and
not
just
gonna do.
go. And, because I'm just like, y'all ain't ready.
Yeah, that's what I'm not going to do.
You're
I'm
not
gonna
ready.
do-
And you're fucking it up for
Everybody else afterwards.
And I was reading on, in Huffington Post. Was it Huffington? No, it was on Gizmodo. That scientists are saying that the reason the virus explodes so easily is because so many people are typhoid Marys. Like previous epidemics, like the flu, if you got sick because you got touched by somebody who was sick and who was visibly sick,
Right.
and everybody got it.
Right.
Most people who have the coronavirus have no signs of it. And so they're asymptomatic. And so when you're going out and you're going to Belgium or you're going to not Daytona Beach, I saw
Well,
these kids
I mean,
on the
spring
beach
break.
in,
I mean, it's that time
in
of year.
Clearwater. You're passing it on to people. And that's how the shit spreads.
And it's going to. So there is a gentleman that
Mm-hmm.
I've read a story of someone in, I believe it was Kentucky,
Mm-hmm.
who tested positive for the virus and still did not want to quarantine himself.
Right.
The police they had to surround his house to make him.
I'd say just put his ass
Make
in jail
sure.
then. Shit. If you don't
Well,
want,
listen, but then that's he's that's a whole nother set of issues.
I know.
So when people start talking about how bad it is, and even though I feel like a little claustrophobic a little bit already, it can be much worse. So listen. But it's not necessarily about just you. It's about everyone else outside of
and
you.
people, I feel like some people are only thinking about themselves. And then I've heard yet another group of people who are like, oh, well, I don't believe the government. I don't think it's as bad as people say it is. I was like, the fuck? Do you want a fucking zombie apocalypse where you open your door and then all of a sudden it's 1 billion people just, is that the kind of evidence that you need to prove that it's an actual epidemic? I know
And
that
that very well
I know that
may
your
be an
president,
option.
I know that your president ain't shit.
Well,
We know that your president
He
ain't
is
shit.
not
Let's just
alone.
establish.
He is not alone.
Let's just establish that this administration ain't shit. But doctors, Dr. Anthony Fauci and the CDC and other people have said that this is a real problem. So you
Yes.
ain't got to listen to nothing that number 45 says, but listen to what the doctors say.
Have you tracked what his counterpart, I believe, in the UK?
Oh
said?
yeah, he's even worse.
This idiot decides that he says, well, we're just going to go ahead and just let it run its course and just, because people need to build up a natural immunity. Do you know how you build up a natural immunity? You become infected and you hope that you can get over it. What? So you're gonna do no
See,
treatment
this is what
whatsoever?
happens when we
And you're just
devalue science, because you don't.
Exactly.
It's like if you have the reason that people have an immunity to the chicken pox is because they got sick of shit with the chicken pox. The reason that there's a population of Europeans, 10%, I think it's 10% of Caucasians are immune or have less vulnerability to HIV. That's because 600 years ago, 75% of the European population got the Black Death and died.
Dead.
And the rest
you
of them
lived.
still got sick.
If you lived,
So
strong.
right, so saying builds up an immunity don't mean that we all just gonna sort of be like, oh, it's not gonna be like you in the water and just a wave just pass over you, and then you're like, whew, well, this wave passed over me, so now let's go back to eating chicken. I don't know where chicken came from, but I mean, building up an immunity, first of all, is something that happens over
time.
It's not like
time.
everybody's gonna get it and now we're all immune. Like a bunch of people are going to have to die, and a couple of generations are going to have to pass around the world before we build up.
We get up
and then,
this
unless
natural
are you
immunity.
going to build a wall around the entirety of the UK to keep people both out and in, and
listen,
limit flights
we are
and
too
birds?
transient at
Because
this
that's
particular
how fucking the Black Death was through birds and rats. And mice and all that shit. So. And listen, we know there's plenty of rats and mice in
in DC, yeah,
in London.
Well,
we just talking about Europe, but anyway. So,
but
what are you doing during? So I got one rant.
we got some crats in DC. I'm just
On-
letting you know that there's some big ass.
Only during the fucking apocalypse will there still be traffic on the Beltway in DC. The fuck?
Listen, I thought I was having an hallucination. I get on the Beltway. Listen, I was like, my commute to work is like 40 minutes each way every single day, and I've been getting to work at like 20 minutes. I've been like, what? There's nobody out there. I was like, my commute here is only going to take me 15 to 20 minutes. I get on to 495, and I'm like, and I'm thinking, I'm sick already. Something's wrong. Like, it's too many red lights. I'm like, put the windows down. Like, and I go into Waze, and I was like, accident?
Right? I was
Are you serious?
There's only 10 cars.
Because your ass shouldn't be out here.
There's only 10 cars on the road, and how are all 10 of them in an accident?
What did you hit? You hit an air pocket? What'd you hit?
You know what it was though. Coming here on the Beltway. You know I drive fast. You drive fast too. I'm no shade. I mean, you just drive fast. Listen, anybody that's been in a car with Epic know his ass drive fast.
So first of all, fast is a relative term. Let's be clear about that. You
ever see those commercials where they blow in the air and the dog's mouth and his whole jowls and shit are back like that?
I actually don't drive as fast as you do.
That's up for debate.
See, notice the pause. That's up for debate. All right. Okay.
But anyway,
all right.
There were people in the fast lane that were blowing past all of us and just weaving in and out. So I was like, you know how you see somebody driving like that? I was like, I hope your ass crashed.
Wait a minute, no. My thing is, I'll be like,
and then immediately I'm like, that's terrible. That's terrible
by
to
dawn.
say.
You keep driving like that. Dead by dawn.
I was like, that's terrible to say. But you know, my first thought is always, like, I hope that bitch crashed. But then I immediately like, oh,
dead by dawn.
And then I usually say, well, I hope he crashed, but nobody else get hurt.
Dead by dawn.
And like, you know, assholes on motorcycles weaving in and out of traffic. Anyway, so what have you been doing during the quarantine?
During this quarantine, my leadership decides that it is a great idea for us to come to work. My leadership has not even put into plan a place to make sure that in light of this quarantine that we could actually
y'all the only motherfuckers that
listen.
I thought they had this whole working thing and working home
Plaza, shit. My building, we are the only
no food in there, no nothing.
Listen, I go in to get my bacon in the morning. I'm greeted by the owner. She's
you
like,
don't need to touch me though.
the issue is not me touching you. The issue is you getting your juices on my fingers. That's what the issue is. So as I was about to say before I was rudely interrupted.
You the one touching strange workers at the at the Bacon Hut at LaFont Plaza while I'm sitting at home eating homemade oatmeal.
Every person you meet, you ask, you put your finger in their butt.
I have not done that in like a month. Well, a week.
And there it is. So anyway, as I was saying, I get over there, and then the owner comes up to me. She's like, "Listen, just want to let you know we're not going to be here on Friday, so you might go get your bacon today and tomorrow. Because listen,
You store up bacon.
I get my bacon. I come to for my breakfast. But yeah, we're the only idiots in that particular building.
Oh.
There might be maybe 4 or 5 other people that are in the building that are closing stuff down for people. But let's tell you about my leadership. My leadership has decided. It is very clear from the information that you've been sending out to us that you are not a fan of telework. You have never been a fan of telework, and you believe that people should actually be in the office. You specifically say that there is no mandate in the city, nor the state, nor the federal government has not mandated telework options. So until that is happening, we will figure out what's going to go on.
You know what that is? You know what it is?
That is bullshit. That's what that is.
I know.
Wait. But hold on. He's not even... to add to the hilarity, we don't even have the option to telework. We don't even have the equipment that I could actually bring home and actually use.
You don't have a laptop? Y'all all have desktop computers?
This is what we call here at my job. Logic.
Damn.
People don't have it. They don't have it.
I thought you were taking the L.
Logic, they are missing it. But when you come up and you use this type of shit, like the portable station that you can actually click on and pick up and go.
The dock. Do you even have a laptop? Oh, so y'all only have desktops and so therefore.
And
you
our
have
desktops
the
have just been updated with what is that? Windows 10.
I was gonna say Windows 7.
So like and they're barely holding on to Windows 10 because half the
Because the machines are so old and they don't have enough capacity.
And so now I happen to be good friends with the IT person. Our IT person has literally given.
Oh, wait a minute, hold on, pause. Colleen, it was like Dominion has a lead foot. How very dare you?
I'm gonna go ahead and take his side because listen, rude, because your foot and your leg and your thigh are all lead. Because every time I've driven in the car with you, I've always felt like, damn, I done put this whole indentation in the back seat of the car, and I'm sitting in the front seat because my head's gone all the way back.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Anyway, so please finish your story.
Anyway, so our IT person has literally given a plan to say we need to purchase these amount of things by this date so that we can ensure that people can telework.
Right.
You are still hemming and hawing about what to do and how much we're spending.
Because the federal government has it closed, so y'all could take advantage of that to do telework classes and all kinds of stuff.
But wait, when you've now waited, and they have jumped from $1,800 a month to now $6,000 a month.
Of course. So because everybody wants them.
The executive decision was made by my IT friend. She said, listen, I'm purchasing these 14 laptops. They are cheaper, and that's what we're going to do. We will deal with this later. And I was like,
so when my laptop at?
Friday, I picked mine up.
Right.
So that's what I'm doing. So that's how my week has been. It's been dealing with that type of stuff.
Right.
Packing up my desk and all that type of stuff. Because in the process of all this, my office was physically moving from where we are to someplace else because of construction.
It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on. Yeah. So listen, tomorrow.
Right. I just be like seasonal allergies. But you know what? So here's the issue with that is that people, a lot of managers don't know how to, because people are terrible managers. They don't know how to manage people with telework. Because here's what you do. You know all of that shit where people, people online talk about don't forget to move your mouse and all that. You know why? Because people that manage you don't know how to work you. Because here's what you do. If you work for me, I'd be like, okay, so today's Monday. Let's circle up. Here are the things that you need to do. Not for the day, because I'm not going to be managing you quite like that. But I'm going to be like, okay, so it's Monday. So here's what you need to have done by Wednesday. And I'm not going to bother you. And listen, if you want to move your mouse and fuck around all day, but you know what? By 5 o'clock on Wednesday, you better have all that shit done because you ain't had nothing else to do. And on Friday, so that's what you need to do. You have to
it is easier.
Have a performance plan and manage people to those performance plans. All them classes that you teach at your job is what they're supposed to be doing.
But the thing with that, and everybody is going to be doing it differently. So that would be your strategy. My strategy is it would be easier for me to start off at my worst by micromanaging you and saying, this is what I need from you by today. So once we get through that first week and you get tired of that shit, like, listen, let me start slacking off. Okay, so this is what I need from you by the end of the week. You have some time. Again, it just depends on who you are and what.
Because
it depends on who you are.
I want you to be like, listen, you can go run your errands. And the thing about telework
I don't care about that. Just think about running. Shit that needs to be done.
Because micromanaging for me means that I got to be at my desk the whole fucking time, and I don't want to.
No, you don't.
I want to run my own stuff, so I just give
down.
you a list of stuff to do. And I got my own stuff to do. But yeah, so either way, so that's part of the issue. What I've been doing in this era of unemployment, in addition to applying for jobs, and I applied for unemployment, is I have been getting my house to and fucking together.
Is this a surprise to anybody that this man is hanging out at Home Depot? I just want to make sure I'm clear, because this is not a surprise for me. I also feel like he has an aisle in Home Depot. Have you been... I'm sorry. Have any of you been to the back room in his basement?
What I did was I started by
shelves
changing the lights in the kitchen from the regular, multi-bulb system to LED system. So I changed out both of those lights. Mm-hmm. Then I fixed the three-way switch, because sometimes you got to put the switch in the middle, so it won't. If you flip it up, it won't go and come on. So I fixed all of that, and so that's working. Then I got the little guard, so now the one side stays on like it's supposed to on the other side. Then I started. And then I wrote new routines for Alexa to manage the lights in the living room and in the bedroom and in the basement, and did all of that.
Okay.
Then I went downstairs and reorganized the whole basement storage area.
Let's put a pin in it. If any of you have never been into his basement and the storage area, let me just say this. His dungeon is probably 1/3 of what his backroom area is, and there's a lot of shit back there. I'm not judging. I'm just saying, just stating facts. Please continue.
Anyway, I reorganized stuff so that everything is nice, convenient in the wall. And then I bought new motion sensor lights, so that the lights will automatically come on in
outside?
In the basement.
Okay.
In the back part of the basement. Because, you walk all the way to the back part of the basement and realize the lights aren't on, so you got to walk all the way back up to the front part of the basement.
Is that where the switch is?
That's where the switch is. Because they're all in that same panel. So
okay.
I fixed that and then put the guard over it so it's in the permanent on position. And so tomorrow I'll be changing the light outside to a motion sensor light. Listen, all that shit. Listen, in high school we took a motherfucking shop class. Listen, if I need to, I can take apart and put together a lawnmower engine. I know how to do plumbing and all kinds of other stuff.
I mean, yeah, I know how to do it, but I'm not gonna stick my finger in the shit. I don't want to. I
don't have a job, so I mean, it ain't nothing else to do around the house, and can't bring nobody over to the house.
Right, you can't stick your finger in nobody's booty hole, right?
I can't. We quarantine fucking.
I mean.
Quarantine. Anyway, all right. So let's get to this. This is going to be the fun part at the end. So let's first. Y'all know Kathy Griffin. I have loved Kathy Griffin for years.
Yes.
Her mom died yesterday. She was 99 years old. Maggie Griffin was 99 years old. She'd had advanced dementia. And she said, this is never easy for a child. I know this is a reality that millions of people deal with every year. But when it comes to my mom, this is particularly hard because her sharp mind was everything. She went on to say that her mother had fallen rapidly into the throes of dementia. And it came on pretty quick for Maggie. And, so it's something that she had to deal with. And Maggie is at peace with her husband and Kathy's father, as well as Kathy's sister, because Kathy's sister had died a couple of years ago of cancer.
But here's what I do know: her parents, both her mother and her father, were absolutely hilarious.
Yes.
If you've ever watched the show her show On the D List.
Yes.
Her mother
Life
and
on
her
the D-List.
father. Yes, Life on the D. Her mother and her father made the show. They were absolutely hilarious. I don't know if it was the father or the mother that got that was getting the $3 drinks at the gay bar, and he was like, "I don't give a damn. I was here to get the drinks." And Kathy was like, "But you're like, what the hell? What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm going down
It
to
was
the gay
probably the
bar
father, yeah.
because I'm going to get these drinks." Hilarious. And her
Yeah.
mother just says, is Kathy at 99. She just says whatever the hell comes to her mind.
Kathleen!
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
So listen, my condolences, Kathy. Listen, y'all know that I know. So Kathy, I'm right there with you, and I know it is hard. But then there's a weird side of you that's feeling probably very, very relieved at this particular point. So
Yeah.
My condolences to you and your family.
You know, people don't talk about that often, is that, there is, when someone who's been ill from dementia or whatever it is, when that person passes, people feel a sense of relief. And I feel like they can't say that because people are like, you're celebrating someone's death. You're not celebrating someone's death, but it is very stressful.
Let me
Dealing with
explain to you.
someone who has, I mean, I felt it when
Yeah.
when both of my parents died. There was a sense of relief that I don't have to, that they are in a better place.
That is correct.
But also, selfishly for me, that I don't have to deal with this all the fucking time anymore.
And part of my story and my struggle that I've talked to you all about is as well, at this particular point, and I don't even know if I update you all on this, but at this particular point, my uncle actually now has care of my mother. God bless you. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But anyway.
So let's see, what's next?
So we're going to talk about the coronavirus is everywhere. So I just wanted to make sure that we're updating you guys on a little bit of the things about corona, because while we are living it every single day, I just want to make sure we point out some specific facts. These are some things I got off from the Washington Post. But the United States and Canada have agreed to close the 5,500-mile border to all non-essential travel. I just wanted to update you guys on a few other things about this coronavirus at this particular point. Italy's coronavirus death tolls have increased by 475. Wednesday, the largest daily increase recorded yet in any country. The U.S. markets, as I'm sure we're aware of, have nosedived, with the Dow plunging more than 1,300 points at the open. The White House has this coronavirus plan, which they're aiming to send $2,000 to many Americans, which includes $300 billion for small businesses. I will believe that when it happens, but then also I will say that please watch very carefully about this $2,000 that we may get and how it's going to affect you next year during tax time.
Right.
Well, we're going to come back to that. Confirmed cases of the coronavirus have topped 200,000 worldwide, according to data collected by Johns Hopkins. And also in China, the original epicenter of the crisis, is reporting that there are very few new cases. Mm-hmm. And in Germany, a top health official did warn that as many as 10 million people could be infected in the coming months, while Iran announced that the largest single day rise in fatalities since the outbreak has began. So in the midst of all that chaos, like I was just reporting off or rambling off all those negative facts, few things are positive. One, numbers are slowing in China, which was where we initially had things.
And I confirmed that by, I actually have a couple of friends, well, at least one friend, who went home for Chinese New Year and got stuck.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, it's like it's a bunch of people that went home.
Yeah.
And he's been there. He's just been on unpaid leave all of this time. And the gag is that he lives in the Bay Area and he's still paying the rent because all of his shit is there. He just went home.
Listen.
He just went home for 2 weeks and has been stuck there since December or whenever Chinese New Year is.
Well, so again, there's some hope in all of this, and there's some progress that's being made.
Yeah.
And while you may have some of those feelings of being claustrophobic and closed in and closed off from people, there's some hope. So just hold on. We're at the beginning, but there's some progress that's being made, and that's all I'm gonna say about coronavirus. But the fun thing I'm gonna say about coronavirus is Miss Cardi B is now has a moment. So she made this video ranting about the coronavirus. Okay, so this DJ decided that he was going to remix her coronavirus rant, and in the rant you can see it on Instagram and a couple other places. She's like, coronavirus, and she's going on and on and on and on. Well, this DJ, with a remix of Cardi B's coronavirus rant becoming a viral hit, the Bronx MC is now looking to recoup her contributions. She's looking to get her coins that she expressed to this rapid ascension of this song on iTunes. On Instagram as well. She said the fact that the damn coronavirus song is charting on iTunes, she was like, let me get this hit this DJ up and figure out where my coins are. So the DJ's name is DJ I Marquis, and the song rips a bit of her rant regarding the coronavirus. And again, it's found a home on Instagram and on TikTok and everywhere else. So again, you can imagine Cardi B now saying, I want my coins. If you originally saw the original video where she's like, the coronavirus, shit's getting real, you got to watch it. So it was bound to happen. It was just like, oh my Lord Jesus, there's a fire. So I mean, and also, you can't go to Bella Noche's. If you can't go to Bella Noche's, where the hell can you go? I mean,
this is upsetting me and my homegirl.
I don't understand. But anyway, so
I just hate that,
that's my funny with the coronavirus.
I've just embraced being old and just like, or older, and I'm just like, people's reaction to this is generally frightening to me.
Then there's that.
All right, so but people respond to shit in different ways. I'm the kind of person that's like, I will say this, I left my house for the first time on Saturday, and I did like this with my toe. It's like, she's gonna disappear when I step out of the house. And then like when I went to Staples and Target and Home Depot and Lowe's, and I was just like, oh, people out here just living their lives, huh? They just out here just like people, and so it's spring, right? So people just out here buying plants and fertilizer, just all kinds of shit, just like unbothered like a mug, people just buying topsoil and all kinds of stuff. I was just like, oh, okay, so this is, and listen, I do feel like a lot of this is being overplayed.
But a lot of it's being underplayed. Yes.
I feel like there's not a balance of, I'm going to take proper precautions, but then I'm going to live my life. People are either like, this absolutely isn't happening, or I'm going to totally freak out.
I'm putting myself in a bubble.
Right. And I feel like neither one of those approaches are helpful. I just feel like, anyway. So, all right. So one of the things that people is doing is saying that they could have a Netflix party, which basically means you can watch it and chat. But
yeah, listen, you're watching movies with friends online. You're chatting.
Shit, every day Facebook reminds me that at some point over the last 7 years, I did the same shit with Scandal.
Well, yeah. Well,
and it's so funny about Scandal is that I have to go back and it'd be like, Melly, you in danger, girl. And I was like, well, what happened on that episode?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that was the one where she almost got blown up. Yeah. So, I mean, but the concept isn't particularly new.
Right. But this one, the only difference is, well, while we were doing that on Facebook and posting, this is literally, there's a chat that comes up next to the actual movie.
Yeah, are you watching it on your TV and then there's another chat window screen?
Well, whatever you're watching, like if you're viewing it on your iPad, your television, or whatever you're casting it, like there's a chat screen that comes up. So just like with our lives, like we are having conversation with them at the same time while watching a movie. So
to me, I feel like that works fine in a thing that we haven't all seen.
Well, and
because that works with TV shows or things that are happening.
Something I've never seen. I don't want nobody to talk. Don't say shit, because I cannot stand going someplace and having 19,000 motherfuckers
to me,
talk.
This is like, so to me, it's fine to do that with Scandal or whatever, but I wouldn't want to do that for a movie.
So, okay.
That's just me.
I understand what you're saying, but if it's a movie that you like, for instance, I could do this now with a movie that I love,
like Jackie's Back, or
I could do that with
The Color Purple. Yeah, because we're just like,
if it's a new movie that I haven't seen,
all my life I had to.
Right, and you're typing the movie, the lyrics as you're going along.
Yes, all right. So I get that. But if
it's a new movie, absolutely not. I want to watch it with you.
Right. So like if they had done that when the Avengers comes out, I'd be like, girl, if you want to shut the fuck up,
just
like that time the bitch shushed me when we was in the movie theater. Anyway, so that is a Netflix party,
church finger up,
right? So let's so that's something to do. All right, so whatever.
Netflix also has a couple of, I'll put the link out on Facebook as well. But there's a couple of Netflix series that are good to watch since everybody's going to be in the house for the next couple weeks or so. There's about 150 shows that they actually had, which were all pretty good. And you might find something in there that you actually like. But some of the ones that are really popping off right now that are popular are Love is Blind, true crime series, The Pharmacist, a UK thriller called The Stranger, season 1 of the comic book based series Lock and Key. I started watching this a little slow, but we'll figure that out. A coming of age dramedy called I'm Not Okay With That, which is also based on a comic book. And there's also a couple other top Netflix shows called Cheer, You, Ozark, The Crown, The Witcher, Stranger Things, and Queer Eye also. They also added Queen Sono, Gentified, which I'm looking, I want to see what that is all about. I'm sorry, is it
Yenta.
It's Gentified.
I thought it was Yenta. But anyway, yes, I know what you're talking
I am not okay with this. The Kingdom, Kingdom, which actually is a combination between a zombie flick, martial arts, and the Badlands. Like, it's a combination of all that. So I'm going to figure out what that's all about. Babies, and also Love is Blind, which is what I mentioned earlier. So these are all new shows they kind of added on there. So just in case you need something to look at, I'll post that on my Facebook page and as well as on Dimension, and I'll tag everybody in that, so you'll be able to go and look at that.
Somewhat, people kept talking about Steven Universe, right? So I tried to watch it, and I was just like, this is a kid's cartoon.
It's very adult, though.
At least the first couple episodes that I saw were not particularly adult. So I literally watched the first 2 episodes, and I was like, I can't. But then a friend of mine was like, so watch these episodes, whatever. I was like, maybe. But I just was like, I wasn't feeling
I'm not saying that I am a Steven Universe fan, but I got into a couple of those shows, a couple of the episodes.
So I have been so I watched a couple episodes of that. I got all the way to the end of Star Wars Rebels, and that was a good that was good.
I need to add to my list. Love and Robot, hip hop robot thing. The one.
Love and Robots. Love, Death, and Robots. Yeah.
That one. I gotta figure.
Before the second season comes on.
Yeah.
So then I also got to catch up on the Clone Wars because they got a whole new season of the Clone Wars. I keep reminding people that if you have Verizon, you should be able to get a year free of Disney Plus. So then that gives you access to all of the Marvel movies, Star Wars. Well, that's really the main ones: Marvel, Star Wars, and Disney,
and Fox as well,
and Nat Geo, and a bunch of other stuff. And I also have access to DC Universe, so I'd already caught up on Harley Quinn. But then I'm watching like DC Universe cartoon movies that they have, like Justice League Dark and some of those other things, which are pretty good. I also finally sat down and watched The Queen. It was so
the documentary.
Yes, it was.
I told you it was
boring. First of all,
it was very boring.
Can I just these are drag queens. These are not trans people, so I don't think it's bad to say that those look like men in dresses. Like, I get that things have evolved in terms of look, but of course Crystal LeBeija looked flawless.
But did you get into Peppa? Peppa was the first runner-up.
Oh, that was Peppa?
That was Peppa. She looked like somebody's aunt. I kept telling you. She looked like somebody's aunt. She looked like somebody's aunt, didn't she?
She did.
That was Peppa. She had a blowout. That was Peppa.
I just think that people's looks have evolved. Did
you get into the wig? Wait, first of all, the entire movie was horrible until you got to the last 7 minutes.
The last 10.
Okay.
From the moment, the moment that Crystal walked off stage,
from that point on,
it got good.
But did you see when she walked up the steps? When Harlow walked up the steps?
Oh yeah.
It's almost stripped. No, but that bad.
Oh, right, because she had like a wig on top of a wig and like a piece on top of the wig.
And it was like the crown and then the piece of the track and it was down here.
Crystal was right because she was like, her look, she was a cute little, I don't even know what they called them twinks in the 60s, but she was a cute, Harlow was a cute little twink that,
had your fault, darling.
It's not your fault, darling. But this wasn't your moment.
She's beautiful, but she's not beautiful as me.
Right. So it really was kind of.
Yeah, it was very long.
Yeah, it was, but it really wasn't long. It was only like an hour. It felt like forever though.
It did, because I was waiting for something to pop up.
And like these men Ooh, some of these girls. Ooh, so imagine an Italian deli, and the woman that's taking the cash at the deli. No, not the woman. Imagine the man that you say, all right, so can I get?
No, it could have been the woman.
Can I get 5 slices of capicola and 2 slices of mortadella and an Italian roll and a bottle and your hot giardiniera? And he's like, yeah, I got that for you. Imagine him with this full beard. Now imagine him in a dress. That's what some of these drag queens look like.
It could have been the woman too. So because
some of these drag queens looked rough. Crystal Abeja was flawless, of course. And what's her name? Flawless Sabrina. She looked pretty good. The host, the MC. I mean, relatively.
She was a man.
That's not your mother. That's a man, baby.
All I'm saying is she was a man.
Right. Anyway, all right. So we have 11 minutes left. So let's run through this.
So compliments, as suggested by one of our Facebook friends,
Lola Getz, one of our good fans, and she was the one. Remember the one with the beautiful silver hair at the drag show, the gear show.
Yes.
All right. So she suggested this poll in homage to our poll last week, best 90 R&B
our sports
group.
Ball edition.
Our sports ball. So more sports ball since there won't be any Final Four or Sweet 16 and all of that. So which TV theme song slapped the hardest? So let's just go by the matches.
All right. So and we'll name all of them.
Okay.
And so
go ahead. You'll just start.
All right, so we have Barney Miller, Amen, Cheers, Harper Valley PTA, Rock, The Jeffersons, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Facts of Life, Golden Girls, Magnum P.I., Knight Rider, Dukes of Hazzard, Happy Days, Greatest American Hero, WKRP in Cincinnati, and A Different World.
Right.
These were all of the lineup.
All right, so the first matchup is Barney Miller versus Amen. Now, I love Barney Miller. Amen's kind of... I don't know. I don't really
Barney
care.
Miller was not even... It was like boom, boom, boom.
But it was still a cute theme, though. But, I mean, I'm still going to go with Amen.
I'm going with Amen.
All right. Cheers versus Harper Valley PTA. I honestly don't know what Harper Valley PTA sounds like. I can't think of it off the top of my head.
We were watching this as kids. I was a television kid. I don't know about you at that particular point.
I just don't feel like I remember that show.
No, Harper Valley PTA. It was very
okay. All right, but for me, it's still Cheers. It's Cheers.
I was going with Cheers as well.
Rock versus the Jeffersons. It's the Jeffersons. I don't even know why.
Yeah, this is not even a category.
Right, come on now. The Jeffersons? How are we going to...
Fish don't fry in the kitchen.
And beans don't burn on the grill. It took a whole lot of... not trying, but trying. It's three syllables now. Trying. Just to get up that hill. And where are they now?
In the big leagues.
And they're getting that turn it back.
Backed.
As long as we live, it's you and me, baby. Us. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Hey.
We're moving on up. And that's all right. So, all right. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus Facts of Life. Oh,
I was out.
This one is a little...
I was out. I'm torn. And my decision, I made it only because I was not a fan so much of one versus the other. So I chose Facts of Life.
Whenever there's a hard decision, I always go with what Issa Rae says. I'm rooting for everybody black. Therefore, it's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Whenever there's a tough decision,
you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both.
This to be clear, it's not.
Facts of Life. There's a time
I'm about to change. There's a last minute substitution. Facts of Life got it.
When the word.
All right, so this one, I don't even know why we're going over this.
Right.
Golden Girls versus Magnum P.I. I don't even know why we bothered. Golden Girls. Come on. Knight Rider versus Dukes of Hazzard.
So I was here for Knight Rider because that beat was everything.
Yes. I can't even remember what Dukes of Hazzard's theme sounds like.
It didn't even matter. I didn't even care no more. But listen, the car is actually cute when I look back at it now.
Yes.
So
Happy Days versus Greatest American Hero. Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Yeah, Zay, come on now.
Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. It's Elvis, so I'm out.
Okay, all right. I was getting ready to get my little.
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. Motherfuck him and John Wayne. All right, WKRP in Cincinnati in a different world. Come on, a different world.
I'm going with WKRP in Cincinnati.
Okay, that's cool for you.
Because listen.
I can't even remember what WKRP
in Cincinnati. But the song, I did the first couple words.
I mean, it's cute, but still different world.
I was going with WKRP in Cincinnati.
All right, so now, and for me, the matchup is Amen versus Cheers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to go with Cheers on this one.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I had Amen versus Cheers, and I did the same.
Okay.
And then the next one was I had Jeffersons versus the Facts of Life.
I'm supposed
And
to
I
go
chose
with the Jeffersons.
Yes. So in that bracket, no. So you have this. So this is Cheers, and then this would be Amen. Like you're choosing one from here.
Right. I chose that. So so this has to be.
It's two. Yeah. It's
all right. So this is Cheers
and then you're
Amen.
Right. Amen.
Oh, so I need to put that here because I've already made my.
So you have.
I said this versus this, so that goes here.
That is correct.
Right. So this is Cheers, and this is the Jeffersons.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So then Golden Girls versus
Knight Rider.
Come on, Golden Girls. Greatest American Hero versus Different World. I'm sorry, I still got to go with Greatest American Hero.
I went with WKRP. I had Greatest American Hero versus WKRP, and I went with Greatest American.
All right, so for me, my final four is Cheers, The Jeffersons, Golden Girls, and Greatest American Hero.
Cheers, Jeffersons, Golden Girls, and WKRP in Cincinnati.
All right, so Cheers.
If you've ever wondered whatever became of me.
Okay.
I'm living on the air in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, WKRP.
Okay, I remember that now.
All right, okay.
So now we got Cheers versus the Jeffersons. For me, it's still the Jeffersons.
Yes, I had the Jeffersons.
So this is the final two. And then, so competing against the Jeffersons, I have Golden Girls versus Greatest American Hero. Still Golden Girls.
I had Golden Girls over WKRP.
All right,
and
so
my last
now we still, again, we come up with the same two. Jeffersons versus the Golden Girls.
So listen, I will say this. As they stand, I like and this is the church person in me, I live for the Jeffersons, but the Golden Girls, that remix that the guy did,
yes,
where he's like giving church in the background,
yes,
like that. So okay, but I cannot. I can't. Listen. My final answer. I feel like this. My final answer is Jeffersons. I can't because I feel like I'm.
Really?
My final answer is the Jeffersons because I feel like I gotta go.
If I go with my rule that I'm always rooting for everybody black, it has to be the Jeffersons.
So, but the Golden Girl, listen.
I'm still, listen, these are like my two children. It was like, do I love the daughter or the son? I love the daughter, boy.
Right. And
all right, so we're going to, the theme song that slapped the hardest. All right, so I like the Golden Girls, but the song that slapped the hardest is definitely the Jeffersons. We're moving on up to the east side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Moving on up.
All right, I'm done. All right, I'm good. Right. I can't.
So, Lola Getz.
There you have it. Can you tell us what you chose? Can you let us know what you got? What you guys chose? I mean, y'all had time to call in. We asked you to call in. Nobody called in. We got y'all.
Lola
got the
said,
number.
"What happened to Amen?" Well, sorry, Amen.
Amen.
I was sorry, Lola. Our winners, our top four, our final four were my final four were Cheers, The Jeffersons, Golden Girls, and Greatest American Hero.
And mine were the Cheers, Jeffersons, Golden Girls, and WKRP.
And the final two, Jeffersons versus Golden Girls, and the winner, in the case of which TV theme song slapped the hardest?
The
Jeffersons.
BGKH approved. That's what we gonna say.
All right. So
where we at.
let me see what's going on here. What's happening? What else is going on in the world? We got to come up with some more of these polls to fill our time. You know,
I mean, we
we'll have to
can.
come up
I mean,
with another one
That
for
we can.
next week.
That's
So what we can do is solicit donations. Well, we solicit donations too. Here's my Cash App. Listen, since everybody else is doing it,
chat. Okay.
we could solicit the top 16. We could choose a category and was like, all right, you're 16, and then we'll do it on air and we'll get down to a final 2.
So we can do that. So why don't we
next
post
year?
that?
Next year, why don't we do gay porn stars? That's a little iffy because, I mean, and listen. So what we're gonna do is set some parameters. It's like, listen, girls, none of your OnlyFans people.
We can no, because they were no. We can.
Okay, all right. So next week, the category is best. Well, I'm gonna do black gay porn stars.
Just porn, because if we get
All right,
into specific
category is best
because
porn star, living or dead. Living. No. Best porn star, living or dead.
Yeah. And so that could be anyone. So that is male or female. Although I do not have, I don't have a lot of reference for some of the female.
Best gay male.
Well, I'm sorry. So gay male. So guess
living or dead.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So send your selections. You can either put it on.
We're going to post it on our Facebook page.
On our Facebook pages, and we'll solicit feedback. So
yes,
that brings us to the end of the show. The BGKH.
No Maud, no Benson, no 227. While they were all good, and listen, Maud was definitely one of my favorites. My little brother just hit me up. Lady Godiva was a freedom rider. She didn't care if the whole town looked. Okay, I'm sorry.
You know what was so funny? Did you ever see the Family Guy episode where they did like
yes.
Yeah. And then there's Maud. Yes.
I love
it. All right. So the BGKH show stream. Oh, also, yes. Best gay porn star, living or dead. Just
you got it, and you have to let us know on Facebook. You can listen. You can respond to this post. You can hit us up.
No. Don't respond to this post.
Well, no, I'm just saying to give us names.
No,
but
reply to. We're going to post.
We're going to post
on our Facebook pages as a separate post because it might get lost.
Okay, so yeah, why don't we do that? I'll post the matter of fact. I'll do a survey. Well, listen. Just
we could do like a survey.
We'll post some information on our Facebook page.
So, this is the perfect time to announce. I'm announcing it now. We've talked about it before. There will be a BGKH Facebook page. So we will send you to that, and then there will be a poll in there that you can vote on.
And there will also be coming soon a BGKH YouTube platform as well.
A branded YouTube. Yes,
we have to.
We're working on that.
Anyway,
sorry, we're wrapping it up. The BGKH show streams live on Wednesdays on www.voxwave.com from 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern and 5 to 6 p.m. Pacific. Episodes are available on YouTube every Friday. Just search for Vox Power 373 and look for the BGKH show at Dominion and Epic. You can also catch us on SoundCloud as well as iTunes. Currently, we are able to host a small but enthusiastic audience, and if you can't be in our audience, you can call in and chat with us live at 240-719-2560. 240-719-2560. We got this shit insane. I've been looking back from all of the episodes back to episode 1.
I don't look at any of the fucking episodes.
I always watch them.
But I just started listening to episodes coming in, like as I drive into work, and I was like,
that first episode was a little rough. The first 5 episodes were a little rough. Anyway, all right. So it was rough just in terms of the production. Our conversation was a key as usual.
And that's fine. That's what makes the show, as far as I'm concerned.
So Epic, how can the kids get in contact with you?
So you can reach me on Facebook if you search for Epic Onyx on Facebook. You can also reach me on Instagram at I am Epic Onyx. And you can also find me on Twitter at Epic Onyx 1. How can the kids reach you on Dominion?
You can reach me on Twitter and Instagram at Dom Onyx. You can reach me on Facebook at facebook.com/Dom Onyx and my website, www.domonyx.com. And coming soon, we will be having, well, actually in the next day or so, because girl, I'm at home, I have nothing else to do. There will be a BGKH Facebook fan page, and coming a little further down the road will be a BGKH YouTube channel.
Yes.
All right. So thank you all for tuning in. God bless you and good night. Quarantine fucking tonight. All right, everybody. Good night. Mwah.